The government's job is to, in some way, ensure our safety, but they're owed to companies. They're owed to manufacturers. So what do they really owe us? We're talking about COVID, and we're talking about like, what is it going to take for us to get these motherfuckers to just get the vaccine, right? Like, what could we do to help expedite the vaccine usage around the country? Because there's no reason why 2 years into this we haven't figured it out yet. Like we've already hit 1 million people dying in the U.S. of COVID, which is a very sombering, depressing number. Because remember when the New York Post or New York Times posted the first 100 people who died from COVID? It was a whole front page cover. Like, it was just 100 names. And that was a very sobering thing to see, because it was a disease that was, at the time, we didn't have a cure for. So it was running rampant, and people were panicked. People were scared. But 2 years into it, everyone's like, nah, fuck it. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're good. Stop worrying about it. They said 10 days, then they said 5 days, and then Omicron came around and they're like, okay, we'll kick it up to 7 days. We've hit 1 million people dying. And the underreporting there are states like Nebraska that don't even report numbers anymore. Florida's numbers have been botched for the longest. North Carolina's numbers have been botched. Atlanta. Like, we are at a point where we want to be an end game situation, but that's not what the pandemic feels. There's a strong belief that there's at least 3 more variants that are going to come out, and as each variant comes out, they're less lethal, but they spread faster. And that's why someone like me, who hasn't caught COVID yet, I feel way safer in the idea of getting COVID later on. But I would love a situation where no one had to catch COVID, because long hauler effects are real, people. People out here can't taste their food no more. That shit's real. People out here can't see their loved ones. There are people who will never, like, there are grandparents who will never get to see their kids, and that shit is sad. And it's the truth. So I want to talk about three things that the U.S. government can do right now, or could have done 2 years ago, but they could still do it right now, and it would change the minds of people to get the vaccine. First thing, forgive up to $50,000 of student loan debt. Right the fuck now. Clap it up. Yeah. Oh, and to Time King, I got boosted. First chance I got boosted. 8 months boosted, and that's how I'm gonna be every 8 months. I'm hitting that boost. But forgiving student loans, or up to $50,000 of student loans for new and old students. Get the vaccine, get a discount. I guarantee you every young person would do it in college. 53% of Clemson is vaccinated. I think 64% of my high school. Shout out to HBCU. UAPB. You see it? You see it? Clap it up for mother. Take 50,000 off the top. And I hear you now. We can't afford that. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I saw that defense bill get approved. I saw that military bill get approved. We don't even have a current big war to talk about right now. Oh, unless you count Ukraine. I think Russia's about to invade Ukraine, and that's why we had to leave Iraq alone, because we need to put our resources into that. We can afford it, and then some. That's my first suggestion. Do that, and I guarantee at least all the young people will stay alive. Hell, you might even get some people that want to go back to school. Old and new. Old and new. Do that. Let's talk about something that's coming around the corner. It's tax season, baby. Clap it up. Make sure you count all your revenue. If you subscribe to the channel, I gotta write these taxes off, man. So if you could sub to the channel, that'd be great, because I need to make sure I got enough money to pay off these taxes. But I think it'd be appropriate to give you a credit or a deduction for being vaccinated. I would say upwards of $6,000 off your taxes. 6,000 off or 6,000 credit. We'll let you decide. We'll let you fucking decide. Because if you're working, you're making money for the government. The only time you're a burden to the government is if you don't pay taxes and you're using their resources. But you're definitely a double burden when you're not working and you're using their resources. Oh, I don't even want to look. I don't want to look at my balance sheet right now. It scares me every time I think about it, Titan King. But I think that would be appropriate. $6,000, I don't know. $6,000 is appropriate? Yay or nay? Is that too much? Either a credit or a discount. Or a credit or a write-off. Because that would embody, and hear me out. Get this. If you got kids and you get them vaccinated, we'll add that on. No cap. I should run for office. I could sell the dream. I could sell the dream. Yeah, I want Jeff Bezos' tax discount, to be honest. You hear me? I want that. Yeah, that's what I want. I want his shit. But this that would be absurd. And then the third and final thing, the thing that would really, you guys really want to know.
Would you like to answer a question right at this particular time? Would you like to do that?
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys. Hear me out. I think the third thing we could do to really just get a grasp of this is, and this is a little controversial, but it would help. Forgive one medical related bill. New or old. You got the BBL? Forget that shit. Kid needed some dentures or some shit like that? Forget that shit. Cancer? You got cured for cancer? Could you imagine being cured of cancer and then being charged the rest of your life? Like $300,000. You only made $50,000 a year. You made $50,000 a year, and to save your life, it costs $300,000. And now the rest of your life you'll spend paying it off. Forgive an extreme outstanding medical bill or whatever, or you're willing to pay for one procedure. It doesn't sound useful until you think about all the people who are just one medical emergency away from bankruptcy. In this country, 64% and more are one $5,000 emergency away from bankruptcy. 90% of the people can't afford $1,000 emergency right now. 90% of the middle class can't afford a $1,000 emergency. In full disclosure, my max is $10,000. If I am in a pickle, I know I can come up with $10,000 in 30 seconds without calling anyone else. This is just me being a criminal, right? But the biggest outlier for why people do not spend money on items that would probably improve their life, such as vehicles, houses, and assets, is because they never have enough savings to guarantee that they would make it through an emergency. You're one step away from tripping down a flight of stairs, busting your cheek open, and having to do dental work. Yo, Keisha already know. Chunky Cuddles came through, but the taxes on that shit. Yo. The taxes on that shit, Keisha. Chunky Cuddles came through. And not even gonna stunt. Yo. I just want to put that out there. Put that into the hemisphere. Like, we don't have to shut down anymore. I don't think our country would let us shut down anymore. I think we're past the worst part of this pandemic, but people are still going to die. There's still about 300,000 more people that are going to die. And that's me being very, very generous. Me being conservative. The government's job is to, in some way, ensure our safety. But they're owed to companies. They're owed to manufacturers. So what do they really owe us? If not an explanation for why they're sending us to the slaughterhouse. And their explanation is justifiable because you're poor. And poor people don't make decisions in this country. Rich people do. So as long as you're not a rich person, your voice is silent. But as I'm often reminded about the scene from Ants, when the ants are talking to Hopper, there's two Ants movies that come to mind when people think about this. Not the Bug's Life, I'm talking about Ants, the superior insect movie. He talks about how, like, you know, if you give one ant hope, eventually it spreads, and then one ant steps up, another one steps up, and there's more ants than grasshoppers. Yo, how long we gonna keep letting these grasshoppers run some shit? How long? How long are we gonna keep letting them? Because in my personal opinion, I think we are more than able to take control of a hostile situation. Ants was very intense. But
your precious armory, gratefully accepted. We will need it.
We will need something to help get us over the hump. Like, that's a fact. So whatever it is, this is just me spitballing ideas, but our Congress can't even decide on voting rights. So this is just a far-fetched dream, but if I ever ran for office, you already know.
Oh, yeah!
I'm doing it. I'm putting it out there. I'm a man of the people. I would literally make Twitter polls, and that's how I would vote. That's how all my shit would run. Twitter polls. I would just run Twitter polls and take those ideas to the front office. And I'd be like, we doing this. Fight me.
Obama.
Fight me. Time King, you're running as my VP. So don't thank me too much. You got a lot of work to do. Clap it up. We in here. But yeah, these are just my opinions. I'd love to hear some of the ideas you guys have. What would be something that the government could do for you to make you, take the jab, take the shot? What would most appease you? Releasing some classified documentations admitting that aliens are out there? Preventing Trump from ever running for office again? What would it take? Let me know. And let's get into my favorite section.
But it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down and we can catch the vibes.